Good evening, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it's Wednesday. I am just a little bit early this week. With the time change, I'm sorry, I'm moving my camera just a bit. It's been hard to do Facebook Live at 7, so I thought 5 would be a little better. And for those of you in different time zones, maybe that helps you also. So I still need to move my camera just a tiny bit. We'll see if that helps. Okay. So anyway, I apologize if you hear this humming in the background. The house across the street is getting insulation blown in it in the attic, and it's been moaning and groaning for hours. It's time for them to go home, I think. So I hope the noise doesn't come through too bad. So that today, if you're on my newsletter list, you've got a newsletter about Merrymakers. And Merrymakers is, I call it a card club, or yeah, card club, I guess, is a monthly card class. And it's $35 a month. Starting in January, it is going to go up to $38, mostly because of postage. And it's harder and harder to get things in the mail at a decent price. But anyway, for $35, you get to make 8 cards. You get all the supplies for those 8 cards. In this month, you'll get all the supplies for your cards. You'll get the cardstock, the envelopes, everything you need there. You'll get a pack of Artistry Blooms sequins. We'll look at these in a few minutes. A roll of polished pink ribbon. And you usually get another little surprise. You have the option of adding on Lighthearted lines as a stamp set. And this is, I believe, $21. And that's the only price. I just charged the $21. You don't have to pay the shipping or the tax. But that's optional. You can always substitute a stamp set that you own. And the cards are usually adaptable to lots of different stamp sets. But this one is so cute. And I just thought for the beginning of the year, we all need a little cheer. We kind of have a letdown after Christmas. These Lighthearted lines are funny. Oh, thanks, Anne, for telling me you can't hear the noise. We can, and we're tired of it. It's just this hum, constant, you know. So anyway, this says, to a person who still got it, but might not remember where they put it. That's me, 100%. When nothing goes right, go left. I'm sorry for what I said when I was hangry. Don't grow up. It's a trap. Thanks for lending an ear and keeping a straight face. I hate to break it to you, but you're stuck with me forever. Friends forever. Everything is figure-outable and plot twist. So these are just fun little sayings that work for lots of different inspirational cards. So we're going to make a card tonight. Oh, you get the paper in the kit, the designer series paper. And this is a new paper that will be in Celebration in January. We're letting you have a little sneak peek of it in the December kit. And I don't know what it's called. Let's see, Sunshine and Rainbows. And you know me, I love these rainbow colors. And these papers are really cute. Lots of rainbows and rainbow colors. And of course the back side is usually a little more neutral. Let's see, there's some larger rainbows, some clouds. There's a new cloud punch. I don't know if it matches this or not. And it is, I haven't ordered it, so lots of bright colors. Just what we need for the dark winter months. So I think, Merrymakers, in my opinion, it's a pretty good deal. We're going to use that polka dotted piece right here for our card. And this is the card we're going to make. And I'll show you. I used the Way to Goat, and I used Don't Grow Up, It's a Trap. And I put a little tutu on the goat. And then on the inside it just says Happy Birthday. And it's got some of the new little sequins on it. They're not new, they've been in the catalog for a while. So let's get started. I did pre-cut the die cuts here just to save a little time. This is 4 1/4, and I believe it's 8. Let me check. Yes, it's 4 1/4 by 8. So I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. So we have that flap for our, it's a simple, I think that's called a joy fold. I'm not positive. We can go ahead and cut our DSP while we're here. We're going to cut it at 5 1/4. I want my stripes going the right way. I think that if it's not that way, it will just, and then 4. This is going to be our inside piece. And then our front side will be the stripe, and so we'll cut it at 4. If the stripes had ended up going the other direction, I would have just been fine with that, I think. Sometimes stripes do confuse us, don't they? Let's see if I can make that card, there we go, show for you. So we can go ahead and put this part together. It's good to see you here, Gay. Thanks for joining us tonight. And Cherie, thank you for joining us. And Anne, I had on, you might have been watching recently, but I don't know that I've noticed it. How's the weather up there in the cold north? We're going to finally have our first cold weather this weekend. Just now, normally I would have this wider, but I just felt like since it would use the same piece of paper and I only had to use one piece of paper, it was fine with me that it's a little wider margin there. Now we'll stamp our little goat and we'll work on that. I think this would look real cute. I pulled out the zany zebras. I think that would look really cute to do some rainbow zebras with this paper. So you might be thinking about that. So when January comes and you can order $50 worth of product and get this pack of paper for free. I love free stuff. I wanted her, because this is a girl goat, to have blue eyeshadow. Just when she's a youngster. And we'll do her horns in ivory. I guess girl goats can have horns. Don't really know. And then I have the light smoky slate. Don't know much about goats, except I think they're mean. They don't dance around like this and look cute. Now I'm just kind of putting a little bit of gray, just so she's not all white. We're going to cut her tail off, so I'm not going to worry about coloring her tail. Just giving her a few little highlights. She could be a brown, you could use the crumb cake and have a brown goat. Now the sad thing is I do have to fussy cut her. Or do the goats have a dye and I forgot? I don't know, I don't think so. Never even thought about it until just now. We have so many products, that's hard to keep up with them all. But she's not too hard to cut out. Now, a reminder here, you know, it's always easier to move your paper and not your scissors. So just twist the paper as you're cutting. You'll get a smoother look. The reason I cut off her tail is the tutu covers it up, and her tail actually kind of got in the way. So it was easier just to chop it off. I hope most of you joined in and at least watched part of Crazy Crafters or watched the replays. So many fun things. I loved Claudia's ornaments and the coasters. Lots of projects that you could do. Not just for Christmas, for any occasion. Okay, there's our little goat. And I'll show you how we did her tutu. Get most of these scraps out of here. Now I'm going to use a piece of tearing tape. And put it where I want her tutu to go. Then I can wrap it around. That'll help us a little bit, you'll see later. And I'm going to start our ribbon. I'll let that piece go around to hold it on the back. And you can use a pick tool or toothpick. You could probably use the tip of your scissors. We're just going to ruffle her skirt. And we're pushing it down on the tearing tape. See if we can catch what I'm doing here. My fingers are so fat. There we go. A little bit up. And we'll ruffle up her little skirt a little bit. I can trim that off. I think we need one more ruffle there. And then we'll wrap that around. Not a cute little tutu. Now the good thing here is if you're not real happy with your ruffles, you can kind of peel them up and stick them back down again. Need to bring that one up. There we go. Now this doesn't create any bulk. It will lay pretty flat in an envelope. So there's our little goat with a tutu. And we need our sentiment that says, "Don't grow up, it's a trap." We're going to do that in Misty Moonlight. She is adorable, isn't she, Anne? I'm going to put a glue dot on her at the back of her. You can see her skirts popping up a little bit. Now I used all these shapes, or the contoured, scalloped contours. And so we do need to cut this one out. I hope some of you took advantage of those when they were on sale, because it was a good bargain. These are some dies that are keepers. They work for everything. There we go. We will put a glue dot there. Make sure that ruffle stays down. There we go. So our cute little goat. And we'll put her right about there when we get it put together. Now I'm just going to layer all these with these pretty colors. I could have used Mango Melody, Saffron, Pool Party. So many colors work with this paper. That makes it even better. This we'll put on with some glue dots, dimensionals. I love this sentiment. None of us need to grow up. We can be young forever. Now we'll decide here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So as long as we don't go past the 4th bump with our tape. Could use tear and tape here. I could have thought about that. And I'm just going to glue her on here. That way she gets a good bit of glue on her tutu also to help hold it down. And her little foot, well, her hoof, we'll put that down. I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this one on there and let that dry for a minute. We're going to do our inside sentiment. Now this says to a person who's still got it, they might not remember where they put it. But I only want the happy birthday. So I'm just going to ink that up with a marker. You could put a Post-it note over the top and use your stamp pad, but this is so nice and bold, it's easy to do with the marker. You cannot do this with a blend, so you need the water-based markers to ink up a stamp. The blends will dry too fast, plus the alcohol is not kind to your stamps. Let's hope that's fairly straight. Ugh, it's fairly crooked. I could do that on this side. I'm not wild about it, but I can do it. Look at me. I was getting my ink out. Let's try it again. I'll show you on this side, but I probably won't glue it down. I'll probably make another one that's... I don't like to use the back side of stitched. I can see the difference. I don't know if who I send it to can see the difference. We'll just pretend that this one's working right. It's going to be crooked again. Nah, it is, but not as bad. We'll just pretend that this one's straight, and it will go right there. And I'll do a new one later. Now with these artistry blooms sequins, they come in lots of colors also. So they will go with so many different things with this paper. But I chose the blue for this one. Blue is my favorite color, so there we go. We'll use one big one right around there. So fairly quick card. Except for Stampin' Crooked. But hey, nobody's perfect, are we? So here's one on the inside, stamped straight. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a tutu out of ribbon. It's awfully cute, isn't it? That little dancing girl. And we'll fix the inside there. So thanks for joining me tonight. And starting this week, our Wednesday nights will be at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whichever time zone you're in, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me.